Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Klein and today I'm joined by Rob Chittenden. Hi Rob, how are you?
Yes, good morning again, Anthony, and good morning, everyone.
And thanks for joining us, Rob. And today we're talking about lean daily leadership process and what an effective way it is to engage people and teams to work together to get the right things done. And it's a problem that what one of the themes that I see us doing a lot is to wrestling the administrative leadership style back from the cultures that have been entrenched in the latest phase of managing by computers. And it's always a challenge to get the balance right between doing the administrative stuff and being present there to support people. So many leaders today spend their time sitting behind a desk and going to long drawn out meetings. The leaders, they need to be present and there to support the people doing the work. A key differentiator, if you look at how an effective company works and how a less effective company works, or an effective team and how a less effective team works, one of the key differentiators is the ability of the leader to be present and there to support the people. And one of those structural things is the ratio of the leaders to the number of people. And if you've got leaders with 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 20 people, they physically don't have the time and focus to help each individual get their work done properly. And that's the role of the leader. The leader is there both to provide that emotional connection and support to each worker, but also to help the workers, the people doing the work, help them do it in the best possible way. And that is to find improvements and also to help them solve problems. And if they're not there to do that, then the people are just left there to struggle. And when they have problems, sure, they have structures to help solve those problems, but there's often a big delay and the leader is not connected. And there's a lot of rework in going through the process of understanding many, many times. And that delays the resolution, delays the improvement, and also disengages the worker because it requires a lot of effort and persistence for them to make any improvement in the workplace. And that's a lot of the cultures that we see in our businesses around the world. And it's one of the key things that we aim to improve is the effectiveness of each individual in the workplace. So Rob, what else about working with teams and the lean daily leadership process? How do they go together?
Yeah, well, a good place to start, Anthony, is a lot of companies have established ways of working. And when you come in and start talking about how do you work and how you get engagement going, one of the things we like to propose and to get started is short daily meetings. So in our lean daily leadership process, we would like to start with that morning huddle, wherever it fits in the day. I'm not too particular, it has to start at start of shift. It can happen at morning tea, but as long as there's one point in the day where we're contacting for a brief what are we up to meeting, and trying to reflect that onto some metrics is a really focal point. Then what are the today actions that need to be cleared, the 24-hour actions, and then maybe some longer term concerns are being discussed so that we can stop the constant throughout the day interruptions of each other. Are you doing this? What about that? So we can bring some structure to it. And I'd just like to talk about a company that I've recently been working with, is how they were all working independently and doing their jobs and effective at that. But just starting with one morning meeting at 9 o'clock every day, just to spend 10 minutes as a team with the leader there to go through a structured 10-minute meeting has certainly brought a lot more energy and excitement to their business, rather than the normal things are happening, but we don't know when or where's this up to. So some great improvements can come by having that short daily huddle to be focused. Now, over time, from a TXM perspective, we would like to grow those meetings to certainly consider more work, get into more detail. But at the beginning, it's just about understanding what is the day-to-day work look like. And as a team, how can we work to resolve that? Who's got capacity, who might be who's got too much work on, or where things are backlogging, to bring that to the forefront of that morning meeting. So there's more to come from these meetings, but just start with a daily meeting and start working together is what I like to get going. And it does turn out to be quite effective without people being in those little silos or cubicles. Of course, we have to still do our distancing at this stage, but that all can be done in most offices quite easily. So start simple, start a daily huddle or a short meeting or whatever you want to call it, just to get people focused on a few metrics and problem solving.
That's right. And it's really about it's often people will say, do we have to keep doing this meeting? There's nothing to talk about. What do you say then to them, Rob?
Well, it's a very common one, Anthony, that doing it every day, or what am I going to talk about? But you're at work. You have plenty to talk about. There is always something to continue those meetings with. It's content rich when you're at work. So when I hear that, you're not looking hard enough. Your eyes the blinders are on too much. Start opening that up and finding more to go on. And then there are themes. This could be a safety month. Next month might be a quality month. You can introduce themes to keep that content going. And as we know, workplaces are dynamic. So you need to be preparing as well for the future, or even trying to fix up things from the past. So there's always a lot to do. There's never nothing.
Yeah. And one of my teachers said, Rob, he said, no problem, Anthony, is no problem. Is a big problem.
That's it. Yes.
What is it? No problem is problem.
All greens on the board means there is a problem.
That's right.
Your targets are too low, or there is something wrong with the data collection. Look a little bit deeper. So that's usually the response. Look a little bit deeper, find the content that's relevant for your team. Listen to your team, listen and find out where to go next. It's never boring. But that said, some businesses don't need every day. So maybe twice a week is where you land, but start out daily and see what you discover.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Klein, and we hope you'll join us again in the next episode. Bye for now.